Super excited to announce a new partner that I'm working with, Meat Locker Official. They are a meat company. They ship all kinds of meat. Go check out their website, meatlocker.com. It's amazing. Man, let me tell you, the bacon. The bacon's the best bacon I've ever had in my life. All the other meats are very good. I had a nice ribeye the other day, chicken breast, all kinds of stuff. The steaks and the bacon, though, for sure the best bacon I've ever had in my life. Meatlocker.com. Type in the code name Easton 2019. EASTON 2019, and you will receive 15% off of your order. Again, meatlocker.com. Get some bacon. Evo Labs products. Man, I love a couple of Evo Labs products that I like to use. I like to use their skin repair and intensive salve. Man, the skin repair is amazing for when I get like these little abrasions on my skin, and you're always worried about like whether you're going to get an infection or not, or how it's going to heal. Skin repair, Evo Labs skin repair. Go check them out, evolabs.com. And then 2, their intensive salve. Okay. Again, this is for like a little bit of soreness after I train at the end of the day. Rub it all over, like especially like my upper back and my arms, then my legs. Love it. Again, evolabs.com. I do also like their Meditate. It's a CBD pen where, at the end of the night, it helps me calm down, go to sleep, especially after like intense training during the day. So those 3 products are 3 of my favorite products from Evo Labs. 1, the skin repair, 2, the intense salve, and 3, the CBD pen. The Gospel Fire also brought to you by Onnit, ONNIT. Go to their website and man, go check out their products. Code name is Eliot. You put in Eliot, ELIOT, and you will get 10% off all of your Onnit products. I personally like the Alpha Brain. That is my favorite product, and every once in a while I like to use their Shroom Tech as well. So those 2 products are my favorite from Onnit. So again, Evo Labs guys at evolabs.com and Onnit, ONNIT. Check them out. Thanks for the support of the podcast from those guys, and hell yeah, let's get after it. Hey guys, this is former UFC fighter Eliot Marshall, and this is the Gospel Fire, where we're going to go through the fire to learn how to live the best life possible. All right guys, here I am, back another episode, Gospel Fire. Rhadi Ferguson, how are you, man? Rhadi.
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. I muted my phone because you told me you were going to do an intro. I thought the intro was going to be longer than that. When you better
no, man, it's simple, bro. I just go.
Intro.
I do a short intro, man. I just get to the shit, man. You know.
I'm here, man. It's been a couple years since we've seen each other, man.
I know it's been a while,
bro. Almost damn near 10 years, 10, 11 years.
I would say so. I think at one of the Grapplers quests, right, was the last time that we saw each other.
Remember, I came out to train with Rashad in Colorado, and we were at Easton's place.
Yes, you're correct.
Right.
So the Grapplers quest was even longer ago.
Correct.
Longer than that. Yeah. Are you still friends with Rashad?
Yeah, man. I coached Rashad when he was getting ready for his fight against the Australian judo player.
Kelly.
Daniel Kelly, 4-time Olympic. I remember having a conversation with Rashad. I was like, Rashad, I said, bro, the dude is old, but anybody who's been to 4 fucking Olympics, buddy, he's been through the meat grinder. You know what I mean?
He can grind. I said
he's gonna be a tough guy to beat. You know, he was just tough, man. It was tough, but it was something to watch, and you were there too. Something to watch. Rashad's meteoric rise in the UFC, and then to watch him shit happens to all of us, bro. To watch him age, and to watch him kind of, emotionally and physically reconcile with the fact that, I don't have it anymore. I mean, we've all been through that. You, as an athlete, you go home after practice. and you sit on your couch and you just, you just sit back and you're like, fuck, I don't have it anymore.
Father Time wins every time,
buddy. Every time. I remember when I was going out to run. It was after the Olympics. It was like in 2005, 2006. And I went outside to run in the morning, because I had been running in the morning all the time. Go outside to run.
Right.
And I just fucking stopped midway on the run, and I walked inside, and I went back home. And I talked to Jimmy Pedro about it. Jimmy Pedro said, I did the same shit. He said, I was going out on the morning run. He said, and I just stopped and just walked home. And that was it. And it was that was something to really to go through that process of reconciliation, because your mind doesn't fucking change, Eliot. You know that. Like right now in the business space and in the marketing space and the podcasting space, like you still have the grinding mentality. I still.
And look, man, I wake up every day, Rhadi. I wake up every day, and one of my first thoughts is I could still be UFC champion. And then I got to get my shit together and realize that that's not going to happen.
No, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When you saw me go out to Colorado, I went out to Colorado because I needed to see where I fell in the MMA space. Bro, I trained MMA fighters before. I'm not going to sit there and tell you no lie. At that time, shit has changed, and shit has changed. So for the people who are listening, listen. I taught exercise science and fucking kinesiology at the university level. I'm also a certified strength and conditioning specialist. I know the fucking numbers. I know the data. At the time that I'm talking about, okay, the elite level judo players, elite level Greco players, elite level freestyle players, the VO2 max numbers, the strength numbers, the clean numbers, the deadlift numbers, all the fucking numbers were way higher than the MMA world champions at that time, okay?
Right.
So where I was in 2004 and 2005, I was a fucking supreme being on the planet, okay? Years later, I was not that. Rashad Evans was the fucking champ. When I decided to step into the game, I said, well, let me see how far I am away from being top level. So I went to Colorado Springs and I got my motherfucking ass kicked. I mean, I got my ass kicked. I did well on the cage. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
With the judo stuff, but I got my ass whooped. So I said, well, I think I'm going to be, relegated to Bellator or fucking Strikeforce. But the UFC was not in the cards for me. And even when I went to Strikeforce and I had my first fight in Strikeforce, I was like, fuck, man, I can see everything, but I can't do everything anymore. I said, and the last thing I want to see is myself getting fucking knocked out. It's
yourself not we as top level athletes, right? We're not good at not performing at a high level. Like when you're like, wait a minute, this is not what I do. This is not what I do, and this is a struggle for all of us because we're used to being able to do it a certain way, and when you then can't do it that way, it's very frustrating. Bro, you're like, what's
going on, man? I go to jiu-jitsu places. Well, now I'm 44. My ego's out the way, but you know how it is. I don't know how old are you right now, Eliot?
I'm about to be 39 in a month.
Okay. So here's what you still have: these fucking flashes of brilliance. They haven't all gone yet. So every once in a while, you have this moment where you feel like, fuck, man, I feel like I was 31, 32, like I still got it. And then the next day you don't have it anymore, but you still have these flashes of it. Like I can't access none of the shit anymore. Okay. But in my mind, I think I can. And I go to these places with these IBJJF high level purple belts and brown belts. Bro, I can't get out the fucking mount. I said, what in the hell is happening here? Bro, there's just certain stuff that I just I can't do it anymore. And it is
Father Time wins, man.
Father Time wins, buddy. He wins. He wins, buddy. He wins.
And look, this is how I see it. So these 20-year-olds, these 19-year-olds coming up, like, man, if I can't teach them to beat my ass, then I'm a bad teacher.
Correct. I'm
a bad teacher.
Your job is to train. It's like training baby snakes.
Yeah. You know, I'm bad. Like, come on. You're telling me that I have this, you know, I have these couple kids. If I can't make them better than me with all the information that we have now, which is like quadruple of what there was, you know, in 1999 and 2000,
Correct.
you know, like if I, man, I'm just not doing my job well.
Right.
I'm just doing a terrible job. Like, I have to get my personal like ego out of the way of like, okay, I'm gonna beat these kids forever, you know?
And it's not gonna happen. And what's so crazy, man, is I find myself like, it's almost like I'm a white belt all over again. Fuck, man, I'm a fucking 4th degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, man, and I feel like I'm a white belt at times.
But you can't take the dog. You can't take the dog out of us. That's the problem.
That's it.
Like man, you know, my kid. My kids are super into sports. You know, and my one kid, my oldest, is he's intense.
How old?
You know,
How old is he?
He's 9,
Oh.
but man, like, he's got all of my good qualities and all of my bad qualities. You know, like, he's got all of them, and more. You know, he's better than me where I'm good, and he's worse than me where I'm bad. So, like, when he wants to win, man, he wants to win, and he doesn't care if it's the playground at school. Like, it doesn't matter to him, and I'm the same way. Like, he gave himself a concussion in December because they were playing football, literally, man, in the schoolyard, and he saw the tree or the pole, and he was like, "Fuck it, I'm catching the ball," and he ran into the post and knocked himself out. You know, like, because he just, you know, like, that's just how he is.
So anyway, keeping his eye on the ball.
Yeah, man. So 2 days ago, we get this email because he was in this leadership sportsmanship group because the school decided that they wanted to. All the kids that are intense on the playground, they wanted to see if they could get them to be better sportsmen and leaders, you know? Mm-hmm. So anyway, they're going through it, and he was doing fine, and then the teacher asked him, well, like, how could he help maybe? And, like, none of the kids that weren't any good were there. It was just, like, the better kids. And he's like, yeah, I guess I could throw the ball to the kids that suck a little more, right? And then So, you know, so my wife and I get this email about that, and I'm talking to him. My wife's talking to him, and she's starting to get a little mad at him. And I'm like, babe, you got to understand.
Don't
like,
take that out of him.
Yeah, that's what I said, man. I said, baby, we can't take this out of him. No.
Do that shit. Listen, he's 9. As he gets older, he'll smooth out the rough edges in terms of his delivery. Yes. But don't fucking get on him for being honest.
No way. That's what I said to him.
Man. No way.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, look, man. I was like, baby, look, this is just who he is.
And let me tell you something. Have you read that book? What was it? I think it's Relentless by Tim Grover.
Not yet. It's on my list.
Okay, bro. Here's the thing, and I'm not going to spoil the book for you. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
In life, okay, there are people in the cage and there are people in the fucking stands.
Yeah, man.
There's people on the field and there's people in the stadium seats. There's people. There's people who do fucking kickoff and there's people who don't do fucking kickoff. There's people there's people in infantry and people who fucking call in the orders. These people, the infantry people, the first line people, the fucking Navy SEALs, the special forces, the MMA fighters, the football players, the combat sports athletes, man, the people that are in that world of the people in that world of, when people ask me about judo, they say, what is judo? I say, well, judo is really, I'm trying to kill you and the rules actually save you.
Yeah.
Right. But nobody wants to say that, but that's what the fuck it is. Okay. And we got the same fucking psychological profile, and I know because I work with these people, as the people who are in the military, okay? You cannot change those people. Those people don't have any problem. What we have to realize...
There's nothing you can do.
What we have to realize, we have to realize that there's a way that we have to govern ourselves in society with the general population so that we're accepted. But our mindset doesn't fucking change. No.
That's what I told him. I was like, look, man, and I used like cursing as an example. I was like, look, man, are you allowed to say fuck to me? And he was like, well, no. I was like, exactly. So I was like, but are you allowed to say, do I care if you say fuck in front of your friends? As long as like they're okay with it. And he was like, no, you don't care. I was like, yeah, so you just got to know, we have to learn how to keep ourselves in and out of trouble. So like when you're talking to the teachers, like, you know, be careful, man. He's like, you got an email, didn't you, Dad? I was like, yeah, I got an email, you know?
Right.
And I was like, yeah, don't say that the kids suck. Like, so we just got to learn to navigate that. I know you're always going to think like this because I think like that. Like, because look, I mean, like, you know, winners win, and that's just what it is.
That's what it is, man.
We can't turn it off. I cannot turn it off.
I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off either. But what I do is I turn down the volume.
Yes.
And I turned down the volume on it, just like I had to turn down the volume in life. It was a learned skill, and we learned it through the martial arts, because every little Johnny and little Lisa that comes in our dojo and our spaces, we had to redefine what a win is. Mm-hmm. Winning is if you only come twice a week. First of all, winning is coming through the door, signing up.
Yep.
And then winning is if you only come in twice a week to come in 3 times a week. Winning is signing up for the competition team and lining up. Like winning becomes different. And there are levels of suck. Because let's be clear, people got to know the goodness truth about me and you. Fuck, man, there's times when you walk down that motherfucking aisle to that cage and you were scared to shit.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about scared.
And then didn't do well too, right? There's times
didn't do well.
I mean, I have times. It sucks to admit. There's times when I have one fight where I just plain quit in there, you know, just plain quit, like just, you know,
right.
And it eats me to this day that I did that, you know, and it hurts.
It does, and you try to talk to the people about that, so that they don't repeat your errors. And sometimes, this is what parents who are listening, sometimes we do it with such passion that you don't understand it. But I don't want anybody to feel any ounce of regret about their athletic career. And let me tell you something. I don't give a shit if you're trying to be a world champion or not. The day that you step into a dojo or on the field or in the environment of play, you have begun your athletic career, because all athletic careers start at the same place. At the beginning, they all end at different places based upon the decisions that we make, but they all start at the same place. So when the mom comes in and she sits down and she says, "Well, my kid doesn't want to be a world champion," you know what I tell her? I said, "How do you know that?" I said, "What you're trying to tell me is you're not going to give your kid the opportunity to be one."
That's interesting.
I said,
that's right. You don't know. It's his first day.
I said, that's the shameful part in it, ma'am. I said, you are telling me that you're not going to give your kid the opportunity. Give your kid the opportunity to make a choice.
Yeah.
You know?
It's interesting, you know, like I read this book and I've been talking about it a lot. The last video I just put out was about it. The Coddling of the American Mind.
Oh my gosh.
You know? And it's an amazing book, you know? And I keep talking about it. I know. I'm sorry, everyone. But
no, because they should get it. I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it today. When we get off the phone, I'm going to get it. I promise you I'll get it.
We have to listen to the kids a little bit about what they want to do with their lives, you know? And then we got you know, not our idea of what their life should look like.
Now let me say this. Let me say this. And I agree with you, and I think we still agree. I don't think we even disagree. I agree with you that we should listen to what they say. Okay. I don't do everything my kids want to do. Because the parents are like, well, what about the kids? I said, I don't give a fuck what they want to do. Like, what if they tell me they don't want to eat their fucking green beans? Oh, you know, that's different.
Yeah. That's different. I'm saying, like, if your kid wants to be a ballerina.
Right.
And he's like, and look, man, you and I are fighters, right? We're martial arts, but he's like, Dad, you don't understand how bad I want to be a ballerina. Well, then we need to get our goddamn shit out of the way and take our kids to dance class.
Exactly. Take the kid to dance class.
You know? Take the kids to dance class.
While also understanding that martial arts falls under the fine arts umbrella because of human movement and the study of kinesis. And we're going to go to ballet 4 times a week. And you're going to fucking go to jiu-jitsu 1.
Yeah. No. So I mean, I have rules, right? My rule number 1 is you have to do jiu-jitsu.
Listen,
like, there ain't no getting away from it.
Listen, it is a sad commentary when you walk up to a human being who cannot successfully defend themselves. 1, based upon the food that they're putting in their bodies, okay? Because they can't fucking run, jump, walk up a flight of fucking steps, okay? And 2, because they don't have the technical ability that is available at anywhere between $99 and $300 a month. All right, people. If anybody pulls out their fucking credit card or their bank statements, the amount of fucking shit that they spend at fucking Ford's Garage, Burger King, Wendy's, and all these other places, and the fucking movie theater. Like, I don't care. Even families who are financially challenged go to the movies. And if they don't go to the movies, then they fucking buy Netflix, or they paid money to buy that hot fucking Roku stick, which is fucking $80 too. And you could have still went and got. You still could have went and got.
I don't understand it because. Look, Rhadi, man, come on, let's be honest. If a kid who's financially challenged walks into your martial arts school,
you will find a way to let him practice.
Get the hell out of here that you need money.
Listen, you know how many single moms that you and I have fucking sat down and watched them cry in that chair and gave a fucking deal that they can't tell anybody else in the dojo that they've gotten? Come on.
I'll tell everyone else in the dojo. I don't care. I could care less.
Bro,
you know?
some kids are scholarship kids, basically.
I could care less. If you have money, right? Let's say you have money and you walk into into one of our schools and you say, "Hey, man, I'm not okay with that kid getting it for free." I'm going to ask you why are you not okay with that kid getting it for free? He's like, "Well, because I'm not getting it for free." I'm like, "Yeah, man, but you can afford and he can't afford. You don't fit my culture, man. I think I'm not okay with you being here.
You got to go.
Because if you're not okay with that 10-year-old over there, or even that 17-year-old over there coming in and mopping my mats and doing whatever he's got to do to make sure that
he can get introduced to the art, correct?
He can introduce to this. If you're not okay with that, we don't work. Because I don't work like that. You know, I don't do this for money, man. You know, sure, I got to keep the lights on, pay the bills, feed my family.
Yeah, but I do.
But I do this. I do this to make people's lives better.
I had to change my whole approach on that shit a couple of years ago, man. I had to move away from the money and get more into service. I had to sit down and ask myself, why do I do this? I fucking do this because I want people to be better people.
Man, I just talked about this with my CEO. You know, we were talking because like the CRM that we use, we get all pissed off at them, you know, because they're all not, you know, none of them are the best, you know,
right?
But it's like the wife, it's like the devil, you know,
right?
You know. So anyway, I was like we were joking. He was all mad. He was venting to me, and I was like, "Look, man, here's the deal for me. Like, 3 years ago, I was on the phone with them every day trying to figure out every fucking stat there was." And I had a mental breakdown. And then after that, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just going to control what I can control. And what I can control is I can get on that mat and no one is going to teach a better class than me. You know, and not just the technical aspect. What we talk about, what the martial arts are about, like no one's going to do that better than me. And then since that day, I've been like my whole purpose in life has been way better. My everything. Like I am not on that mat to make money. I am on that mat to change people's lives.
That's it. That's what I'm there for. Man, I had to really change. Man, and I came from that old school of thought where I was trying to measure everything and look at everything, and then I kind of just switched, man. You know, we had that conversation. I kind of switched, man, and kind of followed some of Gary Vee stuff, and I said, man, bro, just educate and love people.
My people hate Gary Vee. Everyone, like everyone in my company hates Gary Vee. I fucking love him.
They hate Gary Vee because Gary Vee is against what they're trying to sell.
No, we're not. No, my people, we all sell the same thing.
No, I say get the people in your. You say the people in your company don't like him?
Yeah, they hate him. They none of them like him.
Why?
He just rubs. I don't know. He rubs them wrong, you know. And for me, I don't know if it was a thing that I caught that I love about him. Like they just don't like the delivery. Well, and I love it all.
So here's the thing, I've gotten past that shit. As a martial artist, listen, I can sit in a room with somebody who I don't fucking like, but they got a fucking good ass omoplata, and I'm gonna get the fucking omoplata. I don't give a fuck about you. Sure. I give a fuck about the omoplata. I give a fuck about Gary Vee. I mean, if I meet him, I'll be happy to meet him. But what comes out of Gary Vee's mouth and the information that is in his brain is what I'm there for. I'm not there for Gary Vee the person. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I agree. Yeah, like his message is amazing, right? Do what you love, chase it hard, grind. And when you grind on shit that you love, it doesn't feel like
feel like grinding, man. It just feels like I'm doing what the fuck I want to do.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I don't work.
No.
Like I'm not, I'm on this podcast and I try to put the podcast out and all that stuff, but this ain't work, man. I love talking to people. It's one of my favorite things to do in the whole world.
Me too, man. So now,
I love it.
So let's come up with a topic, man, so we can close this shit out, because we just been free flowing.
Yeah, that's all I do is free flow. So I just want to know about you a little bit, man. Like, so you are a PhD, and an Olympian.
Yeah, man.
So like, where are you? I don't know much about you and your life. I know like your martial arts scene. Where are you from, man? Where'd you grow up?
Well, I grew up I was raised in Miami, Florida, but we moved around a bit. My dad was owned a car dealership for a while. So I spent a little time in Pennsylvania, and then I went to high school in Maryland. My family is a Caribbean American family. My mom and dad are first generation Americans. My grandparents on both sides are from the Bahamas. So I grew up with an African American experience through the South, but really with a Caribbean American background. The food, the culture, the music, everything like that. My parents were really, really hardcore into the educational side. My dad was
So were your parents educated?
My dad went to the University of Wisconsin. He was an academic All-American. Okay. He was also the first 1,000-yard rusher at the University of Wisconsin. Got drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. He played in the World Football League and the Canadian Football League. Then he got picked up by Tampa Bay and got in a car accident. That's when my dad's career ended. My mom is an attorney. She went to the University of Miami. She graduated from the University of Miami in 2.5 years. Then she went to Antioch School of Law, so she's an attorney. So my parents were really, really hard on pushing the academics. The sporting thing, I played football when I was in 8th grade, and I ran track. I wrestled in 9th grade and junior high school, but never wrestled in high school. Then I got to college. I went to college at Howard University. I was on a full football scholarship. I played football, I wrestled, I ran track, and I was one of the few 3-sport athletes in the history of the school. In 2014, I was inducted into the Howard University Athletic Hall of Fame. In 2004, I went to the Olympics. In 2005, I competed at the Abu Dhabi Submission Wrestling World Championships. In 2009, I became the head coach for the Bahamas Judo Federation, where I coached the first youth Olympian in the Bahamas.
So you went to the Olympics in 04.
In 04.
Was that the same?
Same as Dan.
Was that the same year?
The DC, yes.
Cormier. So I have some other friends. How about Adam Wheeler?
Yes.
Is that Adam Wheeler's year?
I think Wheeler might have been 2008.
I think he was 8. And how about Brian Olsen?
Olsen went in. Olsen went in 96, 2000, 2004, and 2008.
Damn, 4-time Olympian.
Fucking 4 times, buddy.
4 times.
4 times. Shit. Yes, man.
4 times.
You ever been on the mat with Olsen?
I have been on the mat with Olsen. We're actually good friends.
Yeah, man. He's a fucking beast on the mat, especially on the stand-up side.
He is. On the stand-up side.
Oh my God! Foot sweeps from everywhere, buddy.
Oh my God! So he lived around here for a while. He lived in Colorado,
Yeah, I mean, I actually trained with him at OTC.
My wrestling coach, Leister Bowling. I mean, wrestlers don't foot sweep a lot, but Leister and Brian became friends, and Leister developed these nasty foot sweeps and combined it with his wrestling because of Brian Olsen. Yeah,
man. Brian's good. Brian's he's a brown belt now. BJJ.
He's a brown belt now. Yeah, he's up in Wisconsin. We talk. A couple times a month.
I kid him. I said, man, how you still a brown belt? He said, man, I'm not rushing, man. I'm taking my time, bro. Listen, I had my black belt when Brian was no belt, in BJJ, and he was fucking tough on the ground. You know what I mean?
Tough.
Yeah. I mean, tough. Tough. He's flexible. He's still strong. He's still in great shape.
Yeah, he's a beast. I think he did a Fight to Win recently. One of the Fight to Win pros.
Yeah, I think he did. I
know he's like the judo representative for Steph now. He's helping Steph build the judo side of Fight to Win pro.
Correct, and I think they're trying to kind of create some type of marriage with USA Judo, which I think will be good to create some fighting opportunities for, especially some of the athletes that have retired. Because if you're still ranked top 25, the International Judo Federation doesn't let you compete in any outside promotions.
Right.
I understand it because they're trying to protect their brand. They don't want anybody to get hurt and stuff like that. But it's still a great opportunity.
I still like every once in a while to get out there as an old guy.
Yeah,
You know?
and I think
I still like it.
I like when Ryan Reeser gets out there.
Yeah.
I would love to get out there.
It's good, man.
I would love to get out.
A couple times a year, I like to get out there. You know, I like to get out there. I'm trying to. I might get into Abu Dhabi this year, so I'm pretty excited. It's the only thing in my athletic career I haven't done, so I'm kind of pushing for that. But yeah, I like
going to Abu Dhabi.
Wins. Yeah, but it's in California. It's easy this year. You know, you don't got to fly anywhere.
Yeah. I did it when I was in California. It was cool. Yeah, it was fun, man. Abu Dhabi is fun.
And that was the year Haja crushed, right? That was the year Haja finished everyone, right?
Yes, man.
Yeah,
and
that was an amazing performance.
And but that year Jeff, I think they might have been in a different weight class, but Jeff won that year because Jeff Munson and Jeff and I trained. And for the people who don't know who Jeff Munson is, like Eliot and I, we're kind of.
I had a match. I had a match against Munson.
We're old school, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. I fought Munson 3 times. I can tell you, I lost 2-0, 2-0, and 3-2. It was just unbelievable.
I lost by an advantage.
Right. No, he's really savvy, man. Like he
was impossible to move back in the day. When he was at his peak, you couldn't move him. You could not move that man.
I foot swept him one time and put him down to get 2 points. He was fucking upset. Let me tell you something, but I was in my head.
But hold on, that's what we're talking about, right? That is what we're talking about with my kid earlier. You can't take that out of somebody.
No, you cannot. You cannot.
You know, it's just the dog that's in him. And sure, he came back to win that match, but he probably was like, "Fuck you for foot sweeping me."
No, right, man. I used to train Munson, man. Like I was Munson's strength and conditioning coach, and I was his training partner for a while. And man, I remember we had an argument about something, and he's like, "Shut the fuck up, before I punch you in your motherfucking face." And then the next day he's like, "Hey man, I'm sorry about that, bro." Like,
yeah,
but you know how it is when when you're around fighters and stuff like that. That's just gonna happen. Everybody's gonna be on edge when it's close to fighting time, or when the training camp gets rough, or they're tired and they're doing round after round after round, and you come in and you're pushing them and they don't want to be pushed anymore. That's just how it is. But man,
it's hard for folks to understand that, like because you're trying to compare that to like a normal person, and like we're the farthest. Like
it's not normal. It's not normal.
It's not normal to even want to do this.
No.
So yeah.
No. So what I was saying in that year, 2005, I know Munson won. I don't know if him and Roger won different weight classes. But man, there was a period of time when they changed. I remember Grappler's Quest and Naga no longer did. They put a weight cap on the absolutes because Munson was just going around the country collecting all the money.
Yep.
Munson was a professional no-gi grappler.
He was probably the first American professional.
Correct. He was going around the country just picking up money,
picking up checks.
And a lot of checks.
Every weekend he would find a tournament and go win.
Find a ticket and go win. Like for me, when people ask why couldn't you beat Munson? I said, bro, I never practiced no gi. I said, what do you mean? I said, I never practiced no gi, but I used to just go do the fucking tournaments. Mm-hmm. Like I trained gi. I trained no gi. What I mean, I didn't practice no gi. Like I've never gone like 5-6 weeks of training without the gi, ever. Like ever. Ever. Like I used to train the gi and then go show up and train and just do the tournaments.
Right. Right. I think that's how most of us did no gi back in the day.
Right. And we saw it was, and let me say this about Munson, because I don't really. There has been, let me say it like this. I will say Ronda Rousey came in an awesome space and time where we are more of a digital society. Things are going to be like earmarked and timelined digitally. So her place in history is going to be really, really set, even more so than people like Roxanne and the individuals who did, and Megumi and the people who did MMA before her. Correct. So Munson is in a space and time, and it's kind of good that we're talking about this now because he deserves this credit. Munson came through in a time where he really professionalize no-gi grappling as we know it today. I'm not talking about lucha libre or some of the things that were going on in Brazil. I'm talking about becoming a mainstream no-gi grappler, especially as it pertains to North America. Jeff Munson came through at a pivotal time when people just began to just strictly and solely train no-gi. There were other people who were training no-gi at that time. His training partners, his early training partners, Wade Rome, the early adopters of American Top Team, the early people of American Top Team, they all trained no-gi. I get it. Jeff Munson was the catalyst. He was the best no-gi grappler on the planet from 2003 to 2006. And people don't
disagree with you. Hold on, because I think Hajar won in 2005, and Hajar won the absolute too. I think
in 2005, I know Munson won the heavyweight.
Yeah, but he didn't. I don't know if he won.
I don't think he competed. He didn't compete. He didn't compete in the absolute, because the absolute was the next day.
Hajar was the best in 05. Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you.
Listen,
that was the one in California where he smashed.
Check this out. Because I remember he fought Garcia. What's his name? Chim.
Yeah, who did Hajar?
Yeah, Hajar fought Chim. Chim took him down anyway. I will tell you this. And we got to respectfully disagree. All right.
No way.
In 2005, I'd have put my fucking money on Jeff Munson all day long, twice on Sunday.
Hajar won the absolute, man. Hajar finished every single person.
Listen to me very carefully. Okay.
Munson didn't finish anybody.
No. Why? Fuck, man. Munson doesn't finish people like that. He's not a finisher.
I know but when we're going to talk about the best, bro. When you're going to talk about the best in submission grappling, if you submit everyone, you're the best.
Let me tell you something. Here's the problem. 2004, 2005. I will go on a limb and I'll say this, as arrogant as it may sound, in fucking 2005, as fucking as athletic and strong as I was at that time, fucking Roger Gracie would have had a fucking problem finishing me.
No way.
Motherfucking way, buddy. I don't think. No way. I don't think you really understand. In 2004, I was fucking.
I watched Hajar, bro, and I was in his training camp. Listen, way, bro. You're crazy. You're crazy, Rhadi.
I trained with Munson. Listen, I trained with Munson.
Yeah, but Munson don't finish anybody.
Munson don't have to finish anybody. No. Time out. Watch this. Who finished Munson?
Hajar, I want to say.
When? Not in 2005.
I'm looking it up right now. Hajar Gracie.
Listen to me.
Jeff Munson.
Right now, fucking Munson can barely walk. Munson's like me.
Yeah. No. Hold on.
In 2005.
Yeah. Why didn't he compete? There's too much stuff. I can't find it.
You can find it.
Hajar Gracie finished every single person that he went against.
Hey,
every single person. No one has done that.
Remember.
No one has done that in the history of ADCC.
Remember this, okay? Roger and Munson could never fucking get a match.
I remember
because of the money.
Yeah,
right. It was a money situation. Bro, let me tell you something, man. Listen.
Crazy, bro.
Listen, the 99 plus division in ADCC.
Yeah.
In 2005, buddy. In 2005, fucking Jeff Munson was the best no-gi grappler on the planet.
Nope.
Now listen. Per my opinion.
We're just
gonna have to disagree. We're gonna respectfully disagree. Yeah. Right. Listen. I'm not talking about the Roger Gracie that beat Buchecha and all that shit. I'm talking about the 2005 Roger Gracie.
No, the 2005 one's better than the one that beat Buchecha. That's the thing. That's where we're
because Roger submitted Zhangji then, didn't he?
He submitted everyone. He submitted Shanji. He submitted Jacare. He submitted Careco. He submitted Fabricio Verdum. He submitted everyone. He didn't just submit one dude. He submitted every single person that stepped on the mat. There's something to that. It's never been done. And then in the Worlds, in the gi in 7 and 09, he did the same thing. He went on this tear. He went on an absolute tear. He's the best grappler to ever live.
Okay, now we can't say that. And I'm going to tell you why. And I want you to listen to me very carefully. And we're going to argue. This is a good fucking point to argue. The fucking level of fucking athleticism of fucking no-gi grapplers, in my fucking opinion, and BJJers is fucking low. To what I've seen internationally in freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling and fucking judo.
Okay.
Now understand this. I'm talking as a collective. Listen, the top fucking athletes in each of those realms are still really good, but the population at the top of the pyramid is paltry. Like it's like.
What do you mean?
It's like when University of Miami plays Florida A&M University. The first stringers are comparable, but then when you go to the bench, it goes from 1 to 3, not 1 to 2 for FAMU.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So
I understand what you're saying.
So Bruno Frazado is great, and those guys are great. But when you go down the list and you start getting down to 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, it ain't the same. And I'm telling you, I don't know if you've ever been in one of them fucking rooms. I don't know if you've ever been in a world-class freestyle room or in a world-class Greco room.
No, it's intense. The level of athlete is higher.
It's higher.
Just the athlete.
Correct.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just way higher. I can take the top 3. You give me the top people. You give me the top people on the medal stand.
But it's especially in other countries. It's all they do,
bro. Okay, I can take you give me the top 3 guys, and only at heavyweight now. I'm talking about 100 and 100 plus, 100 kilo, 100 plus, 220 pounds and up. All right, you can't do that lightweight because the learning curve is different. Right. You give me the top 4, the 1, 2, 3, 3 that are on the medal stand at the Olympics or World Championships, out of Greco, out of freestyle, and out of judo. Okay, and you give them to me and let me train them for 12 months. They're gonna fucking win ADCC or place. They're gonna fucking definitely win one fighting championship or the fucking UFC at some time or another within that 12 months.
Oh yeah,
right, exactly. Yeah. And people
just on the sheer athleticism.
Right, and see, you know that. I try to tell.
We saw that with like Yoel Romero.
Exactly. So
right. you saw that with what's his name, Hector Lombard.
Right, and understand this. And
these guys are freaks,
and people don't understand this. They talk about John Jones, okay? And I was having an argument with one of my friends about this. Listen, John Jones is an anomaly, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you why Jones is an anomaly. I can give you a athletic pathway for damn near every sport available except for MMA. I can give you the athletic pathway for baseball. You can go high school, AAA, AA, single. You can go high school to college and pro. For football, you can go high school, college, pro. For basketball, you can go high school pro or high school, college, pro. Right. Sure. So for MMA, how the fuck do you get to UFC?
Yeah, couldn't tell.
Couldn't tell you. No, couldn't tell you. You go to a good camp, you fucking hype yourself up. I couldn't tell you. Or you go to one. So by the time
there's no set in stone way to do it.
Here's the deal. By the time Ben Askren gets to the UFC, by the time Daniel Cormier gets to they're athletic. By the time Ronda gets to
it's over.
They're no longer in their peak. I try to tell these people, in their fucking prime, they would kill these people. Oh, no, it's not. Listen, they're not doing MMA in their prime.
Yeah, DC's
fucking old.
He's 40. Take nothing. I'm not taking anything away from John Jones. Yeah, we'll take nothing away from John Jones, but 25-year-old John Jones beat the fuck out of 38-year-old DC.
Bro, and I try to tell people, I agree with you. One of my friends I said, bro, John Jones at the age of 27, 28, and me at 27, 28, and John Jones 28, I said, John Jones wouldn't even be in the same fucking building athletic-wise. That's that ball bullshit. I said, you don't fucking understand what I'm telling you. I'm not talking about the small pool of the fucking UFC. I'm talking about the goddamn world. I'm gonna tell you something about Daniel Cormier that you might not fucking know. Daniel Cormier was so fucking good, buddy, on the mat in that wrestling. People used to fucking fear him when he showed up. Bro, Daniel Cormier he would come to the Olympic Training Center and motherfuckers would be like, that's Cormier.
It's just different. You're yes, I agree with you. We don't have to disagree.
No, but you've been in the rooms. You've been in the rooms where on the MMA side,
it's not even that. Look, when you see a football player, like a real NFL football player. Oh my God,
hey bro, have you ever?
When those dudes walk in the room, right? Like you look at them and like it's just not the same.
Bro, have you ever rolled with an NFL football player?
It's intense, man.
It is fucking horrible. It feels like
it's horrible. Yeah,
bro. And
they barely know what they're doing.
They don't know anything. I try to tell you, I said, no, I'm not talking about a retired NFL guy. I said, I'm talking about a guy who plays. And he just comes in the gym because during the summer he wants to improve on some of his inside, hand work and shit. I said, those fucking linemen and those DBs get on the mat and they will work your ass over like a $2 hole.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's that what they're physically able to do it's light years ahead of any MMA fighter. Other than like take it outside of like the Yoel Romeros,
right?
And guys like that,
right?
But
exactly.
Like it's fucking light years.
Years.
But we're not talking about the skill set.
No,
like of course, like we're not talking about like who would win the actual fight because look, if you don't have the skills, you're going to lose, right? But we're just talking about like the athletic body that one is compared to the other. Grappling, the UFC, we're not even close.
Not yet. And let me tell you something. It's catching up, but it's not close.
Yeah, the money's going to get there. Yeah, because the money's going to get there. It's all about the money.
It's all about the money. And the question is, even when you look at the kids inside, okay, how many times does this happen? All right, especially you're in Colorado. It just happened to me in Florida. I got a kid, all right, a young lady, 2 of them as a matter of fact. They came to my school, started doing judo in BJJ. They do judo, then they go wrestle in high school. They utilize the judo in high school, beat every fucking body. But after they start beating everybody, they get sucked in on the wrestling. So then they leave. And then they're out. And then, listen, one well,
because there's a path for that.
Exactly. One got a wrestling scholarship, and the other one's on their way to get it. Correct. So
right.
And there's no judo scholarships. All they got is the Olympics or winning the national championship, and it's super expensive. So what happens is those individuals leave. The individuals who are left in your dojo, who are going to the grappling meets and all that. It's hard to say, but
on the athletic, just on the athletic
side,
tier.
On the athletic tier, right?
They're like second or third tier athletes.
Listen, and let's be respectful. Presently, right? Because they could all. Here's the thing. The great thing about it is, in the mainstream sports, they would have been fucking thrown out, and they would have never had a chance. They're the last kid picked in the kickball game.
Oh, if they're playing in the NFL, yeah,
correct.
They'll like get the water for everyone,
right? Exactly. But
me too, though. I'm no athlete like that.
No, but the thing about it is that you have the opportunity through deliberate practice to practice a skill set and get good at it. And I tell people this: judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, they create a financial sieve that everybody can't get to. So your regular Leroy Johnson that's on the goddamn basketball court, all he needs is a pair of shoes and a ball. Sometimes he can't afford the $110 gi, the $99 to $250 a month. So you never see him at the tournament.
He doesn't come. He doesn't even bother to walk in the door.
He doesn't walk in the door. So and I had to tell one of my parents this. I said, so you get a false read of how good you are. And now I don't want anybody to talk to me about fucking race and this shit. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about socioeconomic status. And there's some people who don't have the SES, the socioeconomic status, to go into that in those spaces. And there are some great athletes in those spaces who never find their way into the tournament scene because they don't have the money. So you can literally buy your way onto some teams if your parents pay for the lessons, pay for the summer track, pay for the strength and conditioning coaches, pay to put you on the travel team, you understand what I'm saying? You have opportunity.
Well, we know this.
Right.
This is no like. Yeah,
we know it, but I don't want people to think that just because your kid won a fucking medal and won some shit, but your kid is the baddest motherfucker in the country. I had a national champion come to my motherfucking school, and the dad, when they moved from another state to come to my school, and the dad sent me the film and said, "What do you think about my daughter?" I said, "She sucks." He said, "What?"
Did you say that?
Of course. I said, "She sucks." She said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'll show you." I put her on the mat with my fucking regular students. They beat the fucking dog shit out of her. You know what he told me? He was like, "Man, you're right. She does suck." He's a wrestler out of the Midwest, so he understood what I was saying.
Yeah, okay. So he was good.
We having a real conversation. He said, "Man, she does suck."
We get a little delusional about our kids and their abilities. That's for sure.
And I said, and that doesn't mean she's not a national champion.
Right.
She's a national champion. Right.
But we got some
work to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay.
We could be great, but she's got some work.
She's got some work to do. You know what I mean? It's like the girl who was getting pieced up by Rose this past weekend, right? She's getting pieced up, and now everybody's giving Rose shit because out of all the techniques in the fucking jiu-jitsu sphere, out of all the techniques in the catch wrestling sphere, out of all the techniques in the judo sphere, she didn't know one defense for this one fucking thing, and now everybody's shitting on her. Okay? Listen to this. So this other girl won. She picked her up, slammed her on her head, and won. Out of the grand scheme of things, that is the outlier situation. That's a black swan, okay? That doesn't mean that she's better than Rose. That means she won that day.
Yeah, I don't, like Rose made a mistake. She made a technical mistake.
She made a technical error, and there are many that are made in the fight.
Yeah, but I'm not like if we're gonna hound on these things, man. When like you walk out there.
Right.
You get to that point. That's how I see it. I try and I never walked out for a UFC title fight. I never defended a belt. Like I don't know what that pressure of life is like. So like I'm not gonna get. We all make mistakes. The thing with sport is that your mistakes, especially professional sport at a high level, is your mistakes are on display for everyone to watch.
On camera, and everybody gets to watch the mistakes over and over and over again.
And then they get to pick you apart.
And let me tell you something. And if you've never been in that space where fucking punches are flying full speed, and that shit happens a lot faster than people think. It don't happen like it happens on the fucking replay.
Yeah, no. You don't. And there's a lot of things going on in professional sport.
Right. In Rose's mind, she was like, "I got this. It's done. I've been here before."
But for me, that's why somebody like Anderson is so great. Because like for how long his reign was. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's just that's amazing. Like, because his life wasn't smooth for that decade long of a reign. Like, it wasn't like every time he got into the cage, everything was perfect.
No.
It wasn't like every time he was feeling good and his marriage was good and his kids were good.
Bro.
You know that his mom got sick and his dad got, there's problems. And to reign for that long that's just amazing.
It was incredible, man, watching him. And people are so harsh, man. They're so harsh in their critique.
Yeah, it's just, look, man, we're just not okay with our own failures. So we like to trash on other people's, and like, especially when those people put them on display for us, and we just got that's another reason why for me personally why jiu-jitsu is so important, because it teaches you how to fail.
Right.
You're failing all the time. Like when I go on the mat today to train, if I am successful at 30% of the moves that I try, that's amazing.
Right.
You get shut down and you fail your move so much, you have to immediately learn how to go on and move to the next one.
Right.
Jiu-jitsu's not the reason that jiu-jitsu is so important. Like we talked about it earlier. Yeah, you need to know how to defend yourself. You need to be walking through the world with confidence and knowing how to defend yourself. But it also has this other aspect to it, is it teaches you how to overcome. It teaches you how to be bad and get better. It teaches you how to be mounted and fucking deal with the mount. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
deal with the anxiety,
just deal with
the pressure, deal with what we call the shitty hole.
Yeah, like what you were saying when you go into the schools and there's the young IBJJF brown belt that's beating your ass and you're mounted. Well, shit, I guess you're just going to be mounted today, Rhadi. That's just the way it's going to roll.
That's what it's going to be.
and you're going to have to survive, you know? So that's the day, you know?
Right.
That's the day. And that's where it's coming for all of us. I remember one of the things that Helio Gracie used to do, like I got to live with him for a week at his house in Itaipava. I got to go stay. And he was 90, you know, and he couldn't really train, but he could be mounted, you know? So when he would train with us, he would just go on the bottom of the mount, and like we would like mount him, and he would just like move around and like try not to get finished, and he wouldn't, you know. And you like, look, he's 90 years old. You're not trying to break his arm off, right? But that was his win for the day. Like, and you were talking about this earlier, you know, that was his win. He's not going to berimbolo me, you know, he's 90 years old. Yeah. But he knows that that's not the win. How can I still win today?
Right.
You know, and this is a real important thing that we have to, like, you are not going to be the amazing, you're not going to hit 100% on everything you do every day.
No.
You know, it's not possible. It's not possible. But you've got to find small wins along the way.
Right. And I think that's just life, man. Understanding that winning changes for all of us. You know what I mean?
That's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
that's jiu-jitsu. That's why rule number one in my life and for my kids' life is they got to do jiu-jitsu. Yeah,
I believe martial arts for me is just not an option. It's just not an option. It's not an option.
It's not an option.
I'm telling you right now, I'm a year in, still going through my divorce proceedings, man, which was it's just a fucking horrible situation. You just see the worst in people. And I'm not talking about my soon-to-be ex-wife. I'm just talking about the worst in people. I don't believe in talking bad about her or anybody, but it's the worst in people and the people on the periphery and people choosing sides, and it becomes an ugly situation. But man, when the shit happened or went down, I called a couple people first. I called the president from Howard University, and I talked to him. And I called my jiu-jitsu instructor, Ricardo Laborio. And
Laborio's the man.
And Lebo told me,
I love Laborio.
He says, my man, you got to know Laborio to tell you. He says, my man, it's just another fight. He says, you win some and you lose some. He says, man, you lose a fight. He said, you go back, you go to the gym, you sit down. He said, you keep training and you go fight the next fight. He says, just another fight. He says, man, in life, he said, it's just another fight. And when I looked at it like that, I was like, fuck, man, that's just another fight. Then I just finished listening to that book, Unfuck Yourself. And the thing about it is that the way that I wanted shit to go in my mind is not the way that it went. And guess what other shit is like that? Matches are like that. Fights are like that.
I've had one perfect one in my whole life. In my whole career, I had one perfect fight. And that's it.
Right. Because and you just hit a sweet spot when that happens. But
but you've had over 300, right? So that's a statistical percentage is 0%.
Man, exactly. Me and Daniel Cormier talked about that. He says, man, we fought thousands of times. He says, man, these people don't realize how many times we fought and in how many countries we fought. He says, man, they act like this is the end all be all. I said, man, they don't get it. They don't know.
That's why martial arts is the most important thing.
It is. Hey, man, listen, I got to go because I got to get back in this training. I got to get back in this training session.
I got to go too. My wife and I got therapy. We got therapy.
Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, I go myself now, man. But I don't have no problem with it because, listen, I took when I was training for the Olympics, I was going.
I go every week. I never miss my personal one, and my wife and I go a couple times a month. But I go every Wednesday noon. Me and Gail, me and my homegirl Gail, sit down, have a talk.
That's it. There's nothing wrong with it. Me and you are talking now. This is therapeutic for me as well, man. I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Man. Hey,
I appreciate you too, Rhadi.
Let's do it again, man. And listen,
we'll do it again.
I gotta make my way out to Colorado, man. You gotta put me on the seminar schedule one weekend, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. We'll talk after, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you, bro.
We'll make it happen. Thanks, Rhadi. Thanks for coming on.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, guys, thanks for listening to this episode of The Gospel Fire. Don't forget to check me out on all of my social media at FireMarshal205. Again, at FireMarshal205. Go to my YouTube channel, FireMarshal01, that is, for YouTube, where you can follow. I'm making these videos 100K strong. That's the goal for the year. I want 100,000 strong listeners to the Gospel of Fire. So I'm trying to make a video a week so that you guys can follow along on my journey of how I go about my day, some things that I talk about, some things that I try to work on for myself. And then finally, don't forget my website, EliotMarshall.com, where you can get up to date with everything that has to do with me personally, the Gospel of Fire. You're going to find all about my book release, also called The Gospel of Fire, February 12th. It will be for sale on Amazon that whole week for 99 cents. So all that information at EliotMarshall.com. Thanks again for listening. Thanks to my sponsors, Evo Labs and On It. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode.